All right, if I was cool enough to go golfing with Bill Murray, which is apparently what takes up much of his time these days, I would give him a very robust high five because aside from his spectacular golf attire, he has made waves in Hollywood this week, commenting on the success of the GOP tax cuts and discussing the detrimental effect that identity politics has on comedy, both of which I resoundingly agree with. Do you ever watch TV and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, that would never fly on current television? Half of the stuff they say on Sanford and Son, I'm sitting here thinking, damn, that makes me even feel uncomfortable. And I have a pretty irreverent sense of humor. So even shows as recent as Friends, I know Friends isn't necessarily recent in comparison to something like Scandal, but in comparison to Cheers, it definitely is. So the thing is you know what? Like shows nowadays, they're not as funny. Comedy was funnier back then. People weren't so sensitive. People weren't looking for reasons to be offended. Murray gave an interview, and in discussing this point, he said, how can Kristen Wiig make everyone laugh? She's not thinking about being political. She's thinking about what resonates and what is common to all of us. And I think that's harder and harder to do because people are trying to win their point of view as opposed to saying, what if I spoke to everyone? Identifying one of the reasons that people dislike Democrats, he said that they have the attitude of, we represent the Hispanics, we represent the LGBT or something, and they're not speaking to everyone all at once. It's almost demeaning to say, I'm choosing you because you're a splinter group or a certain minority group. There's almost a resentment that somehow you're separated again by a politician. Then, stepping outside the context of Hollywood, he praised the GOP tax cuts, calling it a great thing for corporations. He also acknowledged this era of divisive politics that has led to a clash of clans first thing in the morning. He then went on to use one of my favorite phrases, likening the Trump administration's tax overhaul to that of a high tide raising all boats. So he goes on to confess that economically he doesn't really know the process of how that takes care of the budget or entitlements, but he said, I think in the first step it's making things easier. Isn't it so utterly refreshing when a Hollywood person steps out of that bubble and speaks reasonably? I love it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us over here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows and make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitter for all the latest news. Also, download our new app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. One easy click and you will have access to all of the latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows like mine. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.